Okay, YouTube says I should be live. It is not picking up my game. Uh, Window there. Ah, there we go. Geisha has been mewing at me and begging for attention for the past hour, so hopefully she will continue to be attentive and around, because she always makes streams more interesting, because cats, you know how it goes. Anyway, this is In Other Waters, which is a new game that I just got this past week. And I don't even see a settings option, so hopefully volume will be good, because I can't do anything about it, apparently. I don't want that. I don't want that. I want to... I wanted to check if there was achievements, but since I don't see a tab for achievements here, I'm guessing there is not. So I will go ahead and start my new game with, again, 0 viewers. But that's okay, because I have a cat. Music is nice and relaxing so far. Hello, Bella. That was abrupt. Greetings to Alec as well. I will read this as best as possible. Recovering last known log recovered, dated 2189. User and sensorium disabled. Anne, there isn't any time left. Anne, this is going to be more restrictive than you are used to, but you are resourceful. I know you. I'm sorry, Oki, but I can't let them find you. I can't lose everything we achieved here. Something or another. User disconnected. Continue with boot. Hello? Someone there? This is Dr. Ellery Vass. I urgently need all systems of this suit activating. I've been locked out, and I'm 20 meters below the surface here. I say again, this is Dr. Ellery Vass. Can any operator personas on this suit please respond? Ah. Alright, good. Operator activate all systems. Pilot authorization granted. Let's scan the topography. Scan the topography readouts coming through. Looking good. I don't know what this thing is. Utility. Okay, utilities available. Let's see. Sampling, sample storage, terminal and retrieval system seems to be installed. Power. The power panel is activating. Plenty of juice. Oxygen. Oxygen panel is up and rebreather functioning. I'm off reserve oxygen now. Ah, and that's the breathing in and out, I see. Heading. I'm seeing the heading panel coming up online. Excellent. Okay, good. The dive panel is active. Current reading of 20 meters. You don't seem to know what you are doing. You're not an operator, are you? No. No, I am not. I don't believe you. Operators are little more than voice-activated system dialogues. They don't respond like this. I knew there was something strange about this suit when I got inside. It looks decades old. Look, we don't have time for this. So, whatever program or system you are, I need you to work with me. You seem to respond to voice commands, so that's a start. We need to head north. I'll explain once we get going, but right now I'm locked out of half the systems on this suit. Someone, somehow, has rewritten the permissions to only respond to internal messaging. That means you. So I'm going to need you to take control. Let's get moving. Take me north, into the reef. Okay. Please. Southern Gully. Observation. Steep rock walls rise up towards the surface of either side. The floor is laid with pale sand. That's vector. What's this? Biosample scan. Sample storage. Map data. Vector clear, sure, yes, let's go. Heading north. Good, whatever you're doing, it's working. Let's keep heading north. Narrow pass. A boulder fills the passage, blocking out the warm light of Glisa's 667 cc's. 3 stars. Here the passage opens out, back into the dappled light of the reef's shallows. I've already marked it. Good. Vector clear. Go. Soft currents. The softly flowing water is filled with glittering particles of organic matter, signs of rich and thriving life all around. I bet when I get to this next point, there's going to be a tutorial about how to collect samples and stuff. Ooh, look at all them yellow dots. Look, in the water, are those spores? And those stalks to the west, they look like huge fungi. This is unbelievable. Actual alien life. How could Minea have kept this place a secret? I saw her notes at the base when I landed, and some telltale signs on approach. But here it is. The first extraterrestrial life humanity has ever discovered. I can't believe it. Link? Request retrieval? No. None. Okay, I guess I don't get tutorial about this yet. Fine. Bed of stalks. Strange stalks. These stalks are beautiful. I wonder how they feed, how they grow, how they communicate. This place, this planet needs to be studied. Keep scanning creatures and I'll keep notes. Once we've gathered enough data, I can name and log each species. No matter what happens here, this is vital work. Southern Nursery. Protected by the ridges from strong northern currents, this could be a safe haven for younger, softer species. Bed of stalks. Scan. Okay, I did that. Ah. What were those creatures? They were hidden among the stalks. Quickly, try to get a scan. I'm seeing a complex pattern of contracting and expanding slits in the stalk's membrane. Mouths or sensing organs? These colonies are producing a shifting hum. Perhaps it is a form of communication between individuals. I will continue chasing the creatures. These stalks are covered in spores of all sizes. Perhaps we can sample one of the larger ones. I'm in position. You'll have to take the sample. Open up the sampling utility. What a surprise! Ah! We got one. Biological samples are vital tools for analyzing and understanding creatures. But this suit should also allow you to deploy any sample back into the ocean. How about you test it out? Hold and drag it over the central to the company. Okay. Great, that's working as it should. Look, those creatures are coming for the spores. Why these ones in particular, I wonder? Perhaps different spores carry different compounds, each with a specific purpose or message. What do you think? Could the spores be a way of communicating between different colonies? Yes. Isn't it strange that fungi on Earth form networks of exchange? It isn't that strange. Maybe these stalks do the same. Anyway, sorry, I'm not sure why Let's keep moving. But I want to get my sample. I'm seeing spores entering and exiting the slits on the surface of the stalk. Something is being exchanged. The colonies seem to be broken up into individual patches and then larger groups over a wide area. huge rock sits among layers of lichen. Could it have been thrown here during a volcanically active period? Blah, blah, blah. Swimming to new vector. Scan. Fungal creature, which communicates through sound and spores, an interlocking ecosystem seated across the reef. I'm uploading my initial notes. Let's call these reef stalks. We can classify this species in the lab. What is it that dictates the reef's growth pattern? Sunlight, the flow of water, whatever it is, it must be absent here. Today's daily drink is cherry pomegranate. And I, speaking of which, need to drink some and figure out some sort of pattern to cue me to drink whenever X happens. Agile creature. Striped with luminous colors, these flexible flapping creatures move rapidly through the water with little effort. These are such lively creatures, and so colorful too. Yeah, I missed whatever the last of that said. I've already got 2 samples of it. I don't think I need another one. Hey, can I ask you something? Sure. I worked with AI programs before, but you aren't like them. They are predictable, programmatic, dull. Their intelligence allows them to log and process data, that's all. But you are different. I feel like you are alive. Do you understand what I'm saying? No. Maybe I'm imagining things. Forget it. No, there was another creature. Let me learn about the other creature. Yes, you. These creatures appear to maneuver with a series of siphon jets, concealed beneath their folded mantles. They are incredibly fast. Okay, can't go that way. Big things! Large stalks. Static creature made up of one huge flexible stalk. These huge stalks are incredible. Each one is a vertical ecosystem. They are leaking spores into the water as the fruiting bodies attach to their skin bloom. Let me swim up and take a closer look. Did you see that? The stalks responded to our movement. They extended as we passed through the arch. Perhaps it was the sound we made when we moved through? We should be careful not to get trapped here. The suit's power capacity is limited. I can't sample anything here? Really? That's unfortunate. Scan. Ooh, shelled creature. Mobile creatures with these creatures have such beautiful translucent shells. I'll start logging data as we find them. Look, over to the southwest. That stock is totally calcified. Looks like a good sample candidate. Well then. This stock looks dead. Open up the sampling panel and we can extract some of the outer membrane. Okay, so the chitin appears to be hardened with calcium carbonate. That could be useful if we need to boost our power. The suit is able to metabolize organic compounds to produce fuel. Just drag them to the power panel. The suit displays how much oxygen or power each sample can produce. No point wasting important samples. With these, we can keep one sample to analyze. We can keep one sample so we can analyze it back at the base and use the other for a power boost. Ah. I understand. You are a shelled creature and moving and appear to be grazing on stalks. Large stalks have been completely whatever. I've named these sing stalks for that strange hum they produce. What is the precise function, I wonder? Agile creature. I'm exploring my first cave, apparently. Ooh, a tall stock. These tall stalks seem to watch over the smaller colonies. I'll start logging notes. Heading to vector, collecting sample. These gaseous bubbles are intriguing. The interior gas is at the elevated pressure. If this membrane ruptured, the sac would screech as it depressurized. Is this part of the stock communication system we've seen across this reef? Wait, I have an idea. Try deploying one by that blocked tunnel over there. I want to see how the stock reacts. Just drag it over. Deploy inside line. They retracted. These bubbles must be some kind of signal system. I'll call them shrill sacks for that squeak. We can use these to get through the heavy growth ahead. Let's get moving. So I guess you are wondering where we are heading. There's a way station just north of here, on a finger of this reef. I want to find it. My shuttle touched down just hours ago, at a floating research base to the south. That's where I found this suit. I'm here looking for Dr. Minea Nomura, chasing a message, all the way from Earth. I must sound mad, coming out here to a planet in the tail of Scorpius, just to follow a message. Wait, you do know where we are, don't you? Do I know where we are, or not? Sure. Are you sure? I wish I could talk properly, but the suit doesn't seem able. It looks like it's been through a lot. It looks far older than Minea's base. Did she bring it with her? Look, let's find that way station. Then I can start piecing what's going on. More tall stalks. Swing up to that so that I can hopefully get a sample. Yes. Excuse me, kitty. Come back here. Silly cat child. Pretty chill game so far. Tall stalks have been completely researched. I'm going to call these signal stalks for the signaling role they play in the stalk ecology. Shelled creatures? Excellent. A delicate set of feeding appendages beneath the creature's shell seem to scrape the outer membrane of the stalks away. Occasionally, when the creature scrapes the stalks too aggressively, they retract and let out a defensive signal to nearby colonies. That's it, we're through. This place is overwhelming. So many new species. This is the Central Reef. I saw on Manea's map that the shelf flattens out here. Shelled creature. There seems to be some tolerance for the creature scraping by the stalks, that only warns the creature when it cuts too deeply. Agile creature. These creatures aggressively pursue certain spores but ignore others completely. Can they detect differences in mineral content? Shady outcrop. There it is. I see the way station ahead. I thought that's probably what that square was. This place is looking a little worse for the wear. Let me see if I can find an access port. Manea never did take care of her equipment. Some things never change. Sorry. Give me a sec. I'm just trying to... Got it! Okay, we should be able to access any data stored here. Just open the terminal and take a look. Terminal available. Ah, that's what that is. Spoofing user, Dr. Manea Numera. Last accessed, history cleared. Log download? Yes or no? Yes? No? Link? Request? Logs have been cleared. I expected that, given the secrecy Manea seems to be operating under. But the map data mentions something Manea calls the Bloom, out across the northern rift. She's been going back and forth to something there, studying it. A unique species, perhaps? Manea, what were you doing here? Why were you keeping this discovery from the world? From me? I'm talking to myself again. Or to whatever you are. Sorry, I don't mean... Let's head back to the research base. I need to think. With this way station operational, we can call in the base's retrieval drone from the utility panel. The drone will be able to pick us up from any area we've got map data for. Let's head to the base. I've got a lot to figure out. Ah, that's what this thing is. Request retrieval. Hey, are you back online? Yes. Pretty sharp work for a biologist, if I do say so myself. Hooking up that strange casing of yours to the base took some work. And the OS here does not play nicely with whatever you are. But you should have access to select subsystems of the stack now. Manea looks to have repurposed some of them, so not everything is functional. Comms are shot, the generator is only partially working, and one of the retrieval drones is missing. But I've booted up the dive bay's mapping systems and sample storage. The lab is also online, with analysis tools and integrated taxonomy for logging creatures. Take a look, I've already logged the creatures we discovered on our last dive. For any logged creatures, I'll also put sample requests in their taxonomy entries. To fulfill these requests, just find and transfer the samples to the lab, then analyze them. I can use that data to add to the creature study. We need to register these species. Head on down to the lab level and take a look. I'll also mark sample requests on the dive map. That way we can grab key samples for our studies while we are out in the ocean. And we are going back out soon. While you were offline, I spotted a signal, a suit transponder. You can see its location on the dive map. I want to find it. A suit transponder means a suit, and a suit means Manea. I'll need your help. That suit takes both of us to pilot it, and it's the only one I've got. When you are done exploring the base, load into the dive map. We can head out from there. Lab. Sample analysis. Taxonomy? Personal log 1. Manea is gone, and she's left behind one heck of a mess. This base is falling apart, cannibalized to build way stations out in the ocean. The communications array sliced away, life support failing. Where did she even commandeer this research base from? There's no way Baikal would have supplied it willingly, after what she did to them. What did she call me out for? To witness her disappearance? Or did she simply want me to encounter, as she did, the impossible life of this ocean? How could it have gone ignored for hundreds of years of exploration and conquest? There are too many questions to even begin. All I can do is keep an account of what happens here, so that if I can't answer these questions, someone else might. It'll be weeks, maybe months until the next ship passes close enough to pick up my shuttle transponder. Until then, I'm alone. This place is unbelievably important, our first contact with life beyond Earth, but something else is happening here too, and I need to know what it is. Ah, stock bark and Shulsack. That's why they don't stack. Okay. Now I can go to the lab and go to sample analysis. Yes. Guess we are heading east. Gotta pick up a few shrill sacks in case I need to, communicate with the stalks to tell them to stop blocking my path. Let's make our way east. Yeah, no kidding. I don't know what to expect if the transponder is Maya's. There's some history between us, but I haven't seen her in years. Not since... ... Look, you don't need to worry about it. Let's just find her. There, look! A cave entrance cut into the side of the rift. It should allow us to bypass the rift, although I'm not sure where we'll emerge. No, I want the cave entrance, yes. I wonder how the stalks survive without sunlight. Maybe they are fed by the forest above. What do you think? Sure. It would make sense, a network of colonies tunneling through the entire shelf. Exposed roots, finally! Yes! Swim to the roots! This is where I need to sample. Yes, collect. I bet carbon enriched means it would give me a lot of power if I do that. Yeah. That gives me a whole quarter thing of power. I'm not going to use it yet. I wonder if I hang out here long enough, if it'll let me collect more. Vector blocked. Need to use my shrill sack. What are you? A sporing stalk. These domed stalks are pumping out clouds of short-lived spores. Okay, these stalks are filling the water with spores. We should start logging information on them. They look like oversized mushrooms. I will swim up there and collect a sample. Yoink. These spores are different. The stalks nearby seem to be stimulated by them. A clump of spores which seems to stimulate. Could these spores be used to make stalk extend to bring them out of hiding? We should test them out on a retracted colony. Fine. Oh look, it worked. Reef stalks, wow! Unlike other stalk spores, which survive until they settle, the spores from these stalks dissolve moments after they are released. Sampling is still available? No. Now sampling is available. Fine, I'll do the thing. Good thing I just collected another shrill sack. Look, those stalks in the cave mouth, they are retracted. Perhaps we could make them extend. They would block the current? They block the current. These spores encourage them to extend and fill the tunnel. With the soothe spores, we can control the stalks to our advantage. This will be useful. Look out! Look, out in the rift, a retracted stock colony. If we can get them to extend, they'll provide shelter from the current. Ah, over there, I see. We are across. Thank you, Stocks. Oh, and thank to you too. And thank you to you too. Yes, today's daily drink is sherry pomegranate. Stock canopy. These canopies are spectacular. I'll start logging observations. Let's see what we can find out about them. Bright petals. These bright white petals appear to be photosynthetic plants. These are beautiful plants, single petals shifting in the sunlight. Let's start logging data on them. They float on long stems, shifting and swaying in the water. It feels good to be out in the sunlight again. Let's head northeast along this finger of the reef. The transponder is at the tip. The coloration of these canopies is much lighter than other stocks. They can glow pale yellow in the light of Gliesa 667CC's 3 suns. I'm not close enough to collect a sample? That's sad. On some petals, there's a thick clump of pollen on the lower part. I wonder how this is dispersed. It seems too heavy to float away. Wide single-petal plants that come in a variety of hues. I'm going to name these plants shimmer blooms for the way they catch the sunlight. They appear to be primarily photosynthetic and produce a heavy, furry-looking pollen. I wish I could share these discoveries with Minea. There's still so much to say. High up in the wide canopy, I can see that the stalks are twisted around strange ribbed growths. What are they holding up there? Sample candidate, don't mind if I do. Bright pollen, okay. I have too much of that. But I could use some more power, so it works. Scan. Reef cap. With their strong resemblance to terrestrial mushrooms, I'm going to call these reef caps. Domed mushroom-like stalks which appear to support struggling stalk species with a supply of special spores. The canopy has many gaps between its higher stalks, as if something has fallen out or been removed from it. Is that another way station ahead? Manea must have built them all across the reef. I've named these table stalks, after the table corals they remind me of. I'll log my notes back at the base. Okay, open up the terminal, see what data we can scrape from this place. But... My phone thought I was talking to it. It was wrong. Okay, link. Request retrieval. Okay, chat, if anyone is actually there. Clearly I missed picking up a lot of samples in that last run. Should I go back to the previous place and do that path again to make sure that I collect the samples? Or do I proceed with the main storyline and get to this signal transponder? I will give 1 minute for chat to type up an answer. I see Alec is still here at least. Or here again. What is Alec's opinion on what I should do? Well, no wonder my heating pad wasn't feeling very warm. I turned it on, but forgot to plug it in. Well, yes, priority as in storyline priority. But collecting samples is also, you know, completionist stuff, and xenobiologist, and logging things. But yes, that is the priority for the main storyline. The other option is warping back to here and taking that path again. We're going for science. Okay. Then I'm warping back here. Sing stock tissue, table stock growth, table stock root, reef cap tissue, signal stock, sing stock tissue, signal stock tissue, shimmer balloon shoot. Wow, those are a lot of. Okay. Okay. Scan. The side of this shelf is sliced at by the planet's oceanic currents. Look at those flecks of organic material. They are being cycled back into the reef's ecosystem, drifting from unseen places out in the ocean. It must be some part of some vast process. Do you think we'll ever understand the cycles of this ocean? Sure. I hope so, too. It's just so intimidating. An entire planet of life, and just us to study it. Well, that was a dead end. That was indeed right back. Okay, grabbing shrill sacks because I know I'm going to need them to open up some passageways. The vector is blocked by a strong current, so I cannot go that way. More shrill sax! Okay, well, one more because it's here. because I know I'll need a couple of these. I wish there was a way to actually, like, look at my map data while I'm down here, but no. And now I've gone too far backward. Okay. Pretty sure this is shrill sack. Yes, I do not need shrill sack. I already have 4 shrill sack. But these I will take. Nope, those are shrill sacks. Okay, there was definitely only one way to go through that cave, and I stopped at every possible place. And did not find any additional... Ah, exposed roots. Shrill sacks? Shrill sacks. Ah, yes. don't know what you are, but I am collecting you. Not strong current, so I can't go there because the vector is blocked because the current is too strong. Stock segment, yes, delicious. Theoretically, the transponder signal is just right up here. Susac? Suspore, yes. I will collect a few more of those. Or at least one. Because I've got that already. I see something at the edge. Manea's suit. Is that the suit? It's definitely Manea's suit, but no Manea. Surely she isn't okay. Let's not jump to conclusions. I want to take a look at this. It can't have been here long. Most of it is still in good condition. But how did it get out here? There's no evidence of injury. A malfunction, perhaps? What do you think? But then where is she? Could she have just swum to the surface? Did she intend us to find it? Manea, what did you get yourself into here? It's better equipped than our suit, but the seals have started decaying. What's this? Manea has rigged up some kind of custom propulsion system, probably to deal with the currents. We can use this. We'll need a power source. It won't run off the suit system. It looks like she fashioned some kind of microbial fuel cell. We'll need to recreate that if we want to use it. Okay, let's get this back to the base so I can get a better look. Manea, you better not have done something stupid. I didn't come out here all the way to bury you. Let's go. Call for drone pickup. But I don't want to call for drone pickup. I want to keep swimming. Fine. back with me? Yes. Good to hear. Let me update you. I've spent the past few hours working on Manea's suit. Bad news is the majority of it is unusable. Apart from that propulsion system Manea pulled together. But we are going to need a power source. Manea's suit logs mention her building a fuel cell using microbes from the Western Reef. But they don't say much else. She's been incredibly secretive while she was here, covering her tracks across the reef as if there was someone watching. Or she's just... I don't know. The Manea I knew is tricky, complicated, but not paranoid. Either way, if we want to recreate her propulsion system, we'll need those microbes. When you are ready, let's head to the Western Stalk Forest and see what we can find. Log entry 2. Manea's suit, open to the ocean, empty. What has she done? I'm trying hard to reconcile the Manea I once knew with the evidence in front of me. When I met her on Kepler 62F, she was intense and quiet, but calculated, intelligent. She wasn't someone to take unnecessary risks, to leap into the unknown. At first I found her impossibly intimidating. Her experience working as a biologist far outstripped my own. Baikal brought me to the site as a consultant to examine her discoveries, but I felt like the one under examination. The base was much like this one, a smaller, older model, sunk in a subglacial ocean. Someone might think a relationship was inevitable, given these intimate conditions, but it wasn't that base that brought me to her. It was the intensity. Over the few years since I have tried not to dwell on what happened on Kepler 62F, but living here, living where she has lived, following her scattered steps, it is impossible not to remember. Oh, I need to transfer all my samples first. Okay, let me see if I can go basically straight down, or if that is for a future dive. Actually, no. I am going to take a quick screenshot and keep that up for reference. Cheating, perhaps. But since you should be able to access your map while you're diving, I don't think it's that much of cheating. Okay. Yeah, I can't go that way because currents. Yeah, I don't think I can get down to this island yet, and that is where the sample thing is. So just because it is marked on my map as needing a sample doesn't necessarily mean that I can access it yet, which is very important information to know. And now that I have the map open in front of me, I get to go through the cave one last time. That's a shrill sack, not a soothe. Fine. Now I can request retrieval. is the station. Okay. The other sample that I need to collect is somewhere up here. that's the cave that I came through. I don't want to go that way. Stock scraper. I'm naming these stock scrapers, for obvious reasons. You can check my notes back at the base. A large creature with a translucent shell and jointed legs for swimming and feeding. Grazes on the membranes of reef stocks. Ooh, another agile creature! The relationship between these creatures and the stocks is unclear, but they camouflage themselves among amber colonies. Well, there's only one way I can go from here, and that is back to here. I do not have any more shrill stocks. But I believe if I go here, I can collect more, and then I can go down. Shrill, shrill. I can't even figure out how I got to the cave at this point. Impressive, the split in the shelf is incredibly wide and deep. These currents would smash us against the rocks if we swam out against the flow. We're going to need better equipment. More shrill sacks! Manea's map data mentions a microbe which only occurs in this something stalk forest. If we can find 4 healthy colonies, it will make the ideal basis for the propulsion system's fuel cell. Oh look! Bloated stock, a creature! I've started logging data on these strange inflated stalks. They look ill. These stalks bulge out from their bases, forming rounded pulsing growths that look discolored and stretched. What are these strange inflated stalks? They look like the sporing growths we found in the eastern caverns, but there's something wrong with them. We need to break them open somehow so we can sample the microbial colony inside. Let's see if they respond to the shrill sacks. Oh yeah, they respond to the shrill sacks alright. We've got one, but the clouds of microbes these stalks release are incredibly toxic. This is having to flush its vents with oxygen to protect me. We've lost a lot of reserve oxygen. We are going to need to be fast when sampling these bloats. Let's get another 3 colonies. But be careful, I don't want to run out of oxygen here. When alarmed, these stocks burst open, releasing their toxic contents into the local water. Could they be defending themselves? These pulsing, pumping rhythm of these stalks' contraction suggests that some process is happening inside them. Great, now we have plenty of these microbial colonies. But where did this infection come from? The stocks seem to be struggling to deal with it. Or is this just part of the expected life cycle? What do you think? Maybe you are right. It's impossible to know without further study. Either way, let's bring these back to the base as soon as we can. We can analyze these samples there. Call in the pickup. Hey, you ready to get back to work? No. Well, tough luck, because I've had a very productive few hours. I've been working on that propulsion system. I've used these 4 microbial samples to grow a new colony in the lab. Then I transferred it to a secured containment capsule, nice and snug. I've followed what I could from Manea's notes on building a microbial fuel cell. It's all loaded onto the suit, the MFC fed directly from our reserve oxygen supply. Now we just need to take out the test suit for a dive to test it. It's going to take plenty of oxygen to fuel the colony, so bring any samples that'll help out. But make sure not to take any samples that we haven't put through the analysis on the lab level first. I don't want to burn hours of research just to get a power boost. This propulsion system will let us pass through strong currents and move more quickly. We should probably be able to cut across that rift north of the way station and finally see what the bloom finally is. Ready when you are. Ooh, food sample analysis. Shell sample analysis. Yeah, I already did that one. now that I have the propulsion system, I should be able to go straight down and collect that sample over yonder. Theoretically. Okay, so you'll find the controls in the utilities, where sampling and everything else is. Once you've found the propulsion system, let's try it out. But remember, it uses oxygen. Be careful. When you get the hang of it, let's try to cross the Northern Rift. Ah, there. I see, I see. Bright pollen would probably be good for oxygen. Yeah, good for both oxygen and power. That's good for power. That's good for power. That's great for power. It's decent. Prime before activation. So apparently I can still only go where there are dots. Blooming petals, bright pollen, yes. Not helpful. Okay, fine. I will... go back because I wasted a bunch of oxygen. Greetings, CBO. Large bloated stalks that burst easily, expelling the toxic microbes held inside their bodies. Their movement suggests an unseen process. That's enough data to log and classify these inflated stalks. I'm going to call them reef bloats. Greetings, Jim. How am I doing? My back is finally starting to feel better, so I'm good. And this is a nice, relaxing game that is not high-stress, hostile environment. Ooh. I'm going into a cave. Based on my topography... I'm referring to a map that I can only see when I'm in between dives. There, maybe? Okay, I'll come back for this cave. 'Cause I think I overshot where I was aiming for. This is exploration, yes. Ooh, an agile creature. Okay, so white things are places that I either have not been or have not explored, whatever. White or yellow dots are alien creatures, whether that's a plant or an animal or a microbe or whatever. And as I click it, I then make notes about it. I am the AI assisting the xenobiologist whose name I can't remember at the moment. I only knew the name like at the very beginning, but anyway, each different creature of the same species that I click on, I gather a little bit more data about it, and I only have to find one more agile creature anywhere on the map that I have not clicked yet, and I will have my maximum amount of data gathered on the agile creatures, and I will open up a new entry about them on my in-between at the base. Anyway, scanning. Can I can swim down here. In some places, sampling is available, and in order to sample, I do this. Huzzah! I have picked up clouded shell, a piece of a creature's shell with a cloud pattern. I already gathered all the information about shell creatures. And that was indeed the spot I was trying to get to on the map that I had overshot earlier. So now I can go to the cave that I was at earlier and did not enter the cave because I thought I had overshot where I wanted to go, and I was right. Here I'm going to pick up a couple more of these shrill sacks. So this is my sample inventory. Bright pollen, if I click it, can be used to give me this much power and this much oxygen. Stalk segment is great for giving me power. Spark colony is also great for giving me power. That's another bright pollen. This is the sample I just picked up. I do not want to consume it because I need it to do analysis back on the base. And shrill sacks I've already analyzed. They can either give me a little bit of oxygen, or I can use them to clear a path through these yellow dots, which are tall stalks. I'm in a forest of stalks right now. This is a toxic microbe colony. Hanging around in that yellow cloud will cause my oxygen to slowly deplete. This sampling is more shrill sacks, which I don't need. I'm just continuing along my pathway. Using a shrill sack to clear up my path over here. now I go down into the cave. Bye, Jim. Good luck on your test. Yay! New sample! That's very good for both power and oxygen, but I don't want to use it because I kind of need that to do analysis back on the ship. Why can't I go that way? That direction is blocked. Gotta pick up some more. Actually, I am just gonna go ahead and head back to my base. Drop off these new samples I got. Clear up some inventory space. Ellery Vass is the name of the scientist I am helping. Okay, continuing on with where I'm actually supposed to go. There's something on the other side, a huge green cloud rising up from the shelf. That must be the bloom. The water inside is totally anoxic. The suit's rebreather can't function. We'll have to run on reserve oxygen while we're inside this place. There's nothing to sample? Pale fan. These pale, delicate fans are almost bone white against the clouded green of the bloom. These fans seem to be reoxygenating the water. I'll start logging notes. They should be useful. Filtering fan. Yes. Collect me a sample. There's life still hanging on inside this toxic bloom, creating safe zones in order to thrive. Perhaps these creatures can help us learn how to exist in these toxic conditions. Let's take some samples and see what effects they have on the bloom when we deploy them. Occasionally, this fan shivers, releasing a flurry of green growths that have gathered among the gossamer spines. Okay, bloom. That didn't seem to do a whole lot. But it does give me a little bit of oxygen. There's some kind of shelled creature hiding in the silt over there. We need to figure out how to tempt it out of its burrow. Perhaps a sample from elsewhere in the bloom? Something that reacts with the microbial growth itself. With the oxygen gone, the microbes must be metabolizing blah 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 blah. Up ahead, a fizzy membrane of oxygenated water. Is this what allows the species here to survive in this constant toxicity? These swarms of bright creatures provide vital safe zones on the bloom. Let's start logging data on. Yoink. These colonies do well to hold out against the bloom. The individual creatures seem to be able to digest the microbial growth. We can use this. We should try deploying a colony to see if we can create our own safe zone inside this toxic flood. These strange forms scattered around inside the bubble. Are these skeletons? They resemble radiolarians, but far bigger in scale. These are incredibly ornate. A colony of shattered domes lying in the silvery silt. What were these creatures? Yoink! Haha. I'm naming these bloom plants. When we finally get out of this place, I'll update the base's taxonomy logs. So close. What happened? Are you back online? Yes. Good. I think the suit's prevention protocols kicked in. It brought us back to this way station. That was lucky. Please, I need you to keep an eye on our oxygen and power. Let's not do that again. Now, where were we? Do I still have my samples? Yes. Then we're going to request retrieval. Cause I got a lot of stuff. Oh goodness. Actually, it's 9 o'clock. This is time to quit. Since I don't think anyone is still here anyway. I enjoyed the game. It is nice and relaxing. And I have my kitty cat. But that is it for tonight. So, beard salute. Woo! I know I didn't come